So this is the continuation of previous video. In the previous video we have studied definition of stones, classification of stones, and some properties of stones, and apart from these things we also learned dressing of stones. So today video lecture is continuation of the previous topic. Okay, so in this selection of stone for construction means before we consider stone as a construction material, we have to keep in our mind that what kind of construction of structures we are going to be do. Okay, whether we are constructing lightweight structures or any other heavily weighted structures like bridges, retaining walls. Okay, so depending upon the type of structures we are going to select the construction material as a stone. Okay, so for the lightweight structures we are going to use some slate. Okay, slate, it is a metamorphic stone as I explained in the previous class. Okay, so slates is usually used for the roofing purpose because it is a light in weight. Okay, and for the retaining wall we need the heavy stones for the retaining wall. Okay, for that retaining wall we are going to use some granites. Okay, and apart from the this heavily constructed structures, if we are using structures as ornamental, so for that we are going to use some soft stones. Okay, marble. Okay, which is will be give the good appearance. So depending upon the particular construction of the structures we are going to select the stones. Okay, so here three factors are generally considered by an engineer while deciding use of stone in construction jobs. So first one, the type of building and the situation where stone is to be used. As first, residential building or public building such as for school, department, office, community centers, etc. Next, second one, commercial building like cinema hall, shopping complex, stadium, etc. Next, third one, a monument building such as a temple, okay, church, port, etc. Next, second one is the precise location in the building where the stone shall give a preferential benefit in terms of cost, appearance and durability, such as in foundation, superstructure, arches, columns, beams, plinth, flooring, sills and cantilever. If you are going to use the costlier or light weight structure at the foundation, means it will be the waste of money, because lighter stones if you are going to use at the foundation, what will happen, there may be a chances of failure of structures, because foundation will be the last component which will carry the whatever the load exists on that building, including its self weight. So while selecting the particular component of the building for the construction, we need to select the stones with respect to their components. Means for the foundation we are going to use some heavier stones. Okay, for the columns sometimes we need to construct the circular columns, so for there also we need to have the proper dressing. So usually the stones which are soft, so those kind of stones we can do the proper dressing. Okay, next come to the third one, we have to consider cost of the stone also. So usually the locally available stones we will refer, otherwise we will give the first preference for the local available stones, because what will happen, it reduce the transportation charges. So we have to focus on the cost of the construction, cost of the stones also. Next, coming to the last one here, requirement of stone. So in this the requirement of stones, these are the few requirement of stones. And that first one is the strength, durability. Next one, cost. Next one, appearance. Next, hardness. Next, toughness. Next, coming to the, that is specific gravity and weight. And next one, porosity and absorption. And last one is the texture. So here, first one is the strength, means specifically the construction stones which you are going to be using as a structural material, it should have the specific compressive strength. Okay, so that stones only you are going to use as a structural components. Next, coming to the durability, means it should withstand against the weathering actions. It should not get easily damaged by weathering actions, that is the alternate wetness and drying process due to the changes in environment. Next one, cost, means whatever the construction stones we require, that should be available within the reasonable rates. And appearance, means it should be in a decent and uniform in color, have light stone rather than dark one, because chances of affecting weather agents, free from clay holes, spots, etc. Okay. Next one, coming to the hardness. Hardness means coefficient of hardness should be less than 17 for road work and 14 to 17 for a medium hardness. And last one is the 14, means less than 14 hardness will consider it as a poor hardness, should not be used for the road work. Especially here, why I am telling road work, because maximum wear and tearing will happens in the roads or pavement. Okay, so here specifically they have mentioned this some values. The hardness will be find out by using the hardness test. Okay, so in there the value, if hardness coefficient will be 17, so that will be the good for road work, and 14 to 17 it consider as medium, and less than 14 coefficient of hardness, the stones are poor, so those stones are not used for the road work. Next, specific gravity, means specific gravity of a good building stone should have greater than 2.7. okay, it should not be less than 2.7, means minimum specific gravity of a good building stone should be 2.7. So next, coming to the porosity and absorption. So here in the porosity and absorption, it should not absorb the 5% of the total weight of the stone. When we conduct the test by using the water absorption of stones, so that stone should not absorb the water, so more than 5% of the total weight of that particular stones. Next, coming to the porosity, and porosity also comes under the absorption only, because due to the presence of pores in their textures, it will have the capability of absorbing the waters. Next one is the textures. It should have some coarse grained structures instead of smooth surface, because while constructing the masonry, it should have the proper bonding with the mortar. Next, coming to the preservation of stones. So stones we can preserve by applying the coal tar or paint, or by using the seasoned stones, or joints completely filled with the mortars. Means here, if you are going to use the coal tar, means coal tar is applied on the stone to preserve the stones. Okay, and next one, paint, it serves as a preservative but change its color. If you apply the stones color on the stone, it will act as a preservative. It protect the stones from the weathering action, but stone color will change. And next one, seasoned stone. Seasoned stone means it should be free from the moisture content. Okay, so such kind of stones we need to use in the construction. And next one is the deterioration of stones. So deterioration of stones will happen due to the alternate wetness and drying. And next one is the due to frost, due to impurities in atmosphere and living organisms, movement of chemicals, nature of mortar and rainwater. So here alternate wetness and drying means stone subjected to such alternate wetness and drying. So these kind of stones wear out quickly. Okay. Next, frost means due to presence of moisture or freezing, what will happen if stones are porous in nature, so water will enter easily in that stone, and at the freezing point that presented moisture will get freeze, and it will automatically expands stone volume. Okay, causes the splitting of stones. Next one, impurities in atmosphere means acids or fumes are predominant in an industrial towns. It acts on carbonate of lime or causes the deterioration of stone. Next, coming to the living organisms like worms or bacteria act upon stones and deteriorate them. Next one, the movement of chemicals. If limestone and sandstones are used side by side, so chemicals formed by the action of atmospheric agencies on one variety may move on the other, and it may be damages to stones. Next, nature of mortar. It may react chemically with any one of the constituent of stones. Whatever the chemical presents in the mortar, those chemical may react with the presence of the stones. Next, rainwater. The action of rainwater on stone is in two way, means physical and chemically. Alternate wetness and drying, we can say it as a physical, and surface of the earth absorb carbon dioxide. Next one, in the atmospheric way, we can say the presence of gas. So that will be the rainwater, the deterioration of stone due to the rainwater. And next, one more thing I can say here, deterioration of stone will happen due to the presence of vegetable growth also. Okay, so this is the all about the stones. Thank you.